thing about emergencies, you never know what's going to walk through the door, and so it could be anything today. It could be quiet, it could be busy, but come along for the ride and we'll see what's going on in the hospital. It's exciting. Every day is different. You just never know what's going to walk through the doors. I think I've always loved that variety, and being able to help people and being able to help pets, that's incredibly satisfying.
Oh, sweetheart.
You're okay.
You're okay.
So they've been vomiting for a few days.
Yep.
The owners have been talking to Ashley and is salivating, and they're worried he's not breathing.
So when patients come in, our receptionist will triage them. So if they feel that they need to come through, and one of the things we always ask them to look for is any difficulty breathing. And the owner was very concerned that this dog was having some trouble breathing, and certainly her breathing rate is quite fast. Then we'll get them to bring them straight through so that we can triage them. If they're all stable, we'll take them back to their worried owners. But if there's any concerns, we can pop this little guy on oxygen or do what we need to do to stabilise him, and then go and have a chat with them. Any thoughts though? What could be going on? Got temperature, vomiting.
Gastroenteritis would be.
Yeah. Pancreatitis maybe?
Yeah.
Could be a possibility. But I think let's go have a chat with them and see what they think. Priority for the next couple of hours will be to see if we can manage this head trauma, and then we're going to try and sedate her and have a look around the eye, see if we make sure that there haven't been any teeth that have actually gone into that area. With little Manny, in an ideal situation, we would want to anaesthetise her later today and explore the wounds around the eye. But the priority at the moment is the head trauma that she's got, and so focusing on that because that's the most life-threatening thing in the short term, and that's what the owners are able to do. We can in the next couple of hours see if we can stabilise her and then try to get her home to her very worried mum and dad. So we're going to go through and have a chat to Max's owners, get an idea of what's been happening and how he's become unwell over the last couple of days. That'll help us put the pieces of the puzzle together about what's going on with him. Hey guys, could you tell me a little bit about when you first noticed something wasn't quite right with Max?
Well, it was the first time we saw something wrong with Max.
About 5 days.
Yeah. And what did you notice 5 days ago?
Have a diarrhea.
Yeah, diarrhea.
Vomit.
Wow, okay. And then what happened after that? Was he still wanting to eat food and doesn't want to eat? Okay. And he normally likes his food? Yeah, normally loves his food. Yeah, he's still very painful in his belly even now, so we'll make sure that we get some good, strong pain relief on board for him. The purpose of today is, and you've done the right thing to get down here, is you've given him the chance to kind of get better over the next couple of days, and he's not getting better. And so what we really need to do is to try to find out for you today what's actually wrong with him, what's going on the inside, okay? But then what we're going to want to do is have a look around his belly and see what's going on in there, okay, with an ultrasound. Yeah, all right, so I'm going to go back and check on Max, given what you've told me now, and then we'll come back and we'll work out a plan of what we're going to do for him, okay? All right, okay.
Thank you.
That's okay, and then I'll take you through to see him, all right?
All right, thanks.
Thanks. As vets, we are advocating for the pets all the time, but I think sometimes what we forget is we've really got to think about what it's like for the owners of those pets. It's a Sunday today. They're already stressed because they've got to come down to an emergency centre. They don't know me, I'm not their regular vet, and we don't have any kind of relationship, and so trying to put myself in their shoes to really feel that empathy for them about what they're going through. I think that's some of the biggest challenges that sometimes face vets in this situation, and that's something that I've learned over time, is it's not just about helping the animals, it's about helping the people.
So maybe it just needs
a new battery maybe. So I'm just teaching Gail how to use the tonometer, which measures intraocular pressure. This little kitty cat, suddenly owners woke up this morning and the cat can't see, and so we're trying to find out, is there a reason, is there an issue in the eye? Yeah. Cool. You might have been hitting like that button.
hitting the wrong button.
Yeah. So that's all right. 13.
Cool.
So I would do like another reading. Yeah. You have a go. Yeah. Horizontal as possible. Yeah. Cool. And probably a little bit close. You got to go closer.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. It's okay. Yeah. 17. Yeah.
Okay.
I think your temptation is always go too far away. You need to go a bit closer. If you have your pet in hospital, one thing you want to be able to do is come and visit them. So we always encourage people to come in, spend some time with their pets. As much so the little kitty cat knows that her mum is still around, and as much for the owner that they get to spend that one-on-one time, particularly when they're really sick. Yeah, so two aspects to it. So I talked about aspiration as being a concern. He went to their local vet yesterday, had some pain relief, but she says just no better. Didn't want to eat this morning, which is like highly unusual, loves his food.
So what I think we need to do is, x-rays and maybe ultrasound his chest and have a look.
Yeah, cool. All right, puppy. I gotcha. I gotcha. So we've just gone straight from X-ray straight into ultrasound because we have seen something on the X-ray in his chest that looks abnormal, and we just want to get a different view, and so we're going to use ultrasound to give us more information about what we were seeing, and that could be the reason why he's not breathing well. Poor little Bailey, they didn't realise that they'd locked her in the car for a couple of hours, and they suddenly saw her scratching to get out. And poor guy is just devastated. He got her out of the car, her gums were bright red, she was panting really heavily. He did absolutely the right thing, which was to get her in some cool water and try and lower her body temperature, and then get straight in their car and get down here. And what we're trying to assess now is what kind of damage is there. That'll take a bit of a while, but also just getting her stabilised. Hey Max. We've got Max in on oxygen now because he was having that trouble breathing before. Hey, my friend. Hey, don't you jump out. It's okay. Good boy. Good boy. Things aren't looking great for this little guy. I've now got to speak to his mum and dad and let them know that we've found something nasty in his chest. And I don't really know how they're going to take that news because they're obviously so worried when he came in. We've got to tell them some bad news. We were going to try to clip this little girl's eye while she's awake, but she's just too painful, especially now the adrenaline's out of her system. She just doesn't want anyone going near that eye, so we're actually going to put her under like a twilight anaesthetic just to allow us to clip the hair away from that area and see how much damage it is to her poor black eye that she's got going there, and then just give her a little bit of the good stuff. Hey, sweetheart. Because that is a nasty looking eye. Now, he looks like you've been in a fight. Calvin's just measuring the pressure within the eye to see if there's been any change as a result of the trauma. 9. So it's 9, so the pressure is low, which is what we would expect in eye trauma, and that's something we'll need to watch to make sure he doesn't develop complications as a result of it. So we're just going to stain the little girl's eye and just make sure there's no damage to the surface of her eye. That's the next step. Looking for any uptake of the stain on the surface of the eye. That looks pretty good, actually. I think she's been extremely lucky, which is good. So we'll just clip this area now, make sure there's no other puncture wounds, and then wake her up. You can see that her little black eye that she's got. Hey, that's gonna hurt for a little bit. I'm going to get this little girl back to bed and get on with everything else we've got to do in the hospital tonight. But thanks for coming along for the ride today. We'll have lots more stories from the hospital, and we'll see you soon.